Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Force Strategy Gaming. I have gotten a lot of requests to take a look at the banner system in Diablo 3, and that is exactly what we will be doing here. You can see under the banner tab, we have got the 3 different tabs for the customization options, including the banner itself, the sigil, and the die. Now, under the banner, there are 2 options. You can choose from the shape and the pattern that is laying across the banner. So we will actually go ahead and just take a quick look at all the available shapes. This is obviously just the general outline of the banner, as well as any of those phrases that are available on the bottom. And there are going to be 2 full pages of this, so 2 full pages of various shapes to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and go with let's go with that shape. That looks pretty cool. And then besides that, you then have the option to choose the pattern that is laying across. And there are actually 4 full pages of that. You can go fully blank, checkered, and then just a whole bunch of other various options here. And I will go ahead and just select through all of those to give you guys a good understanding of all the available options. And I'm assuming that these are certainly not set in stone and there may be things added. I'm not certain if they would actually bother subtracting any, because this is all just sort of some nice customization. But I do believe that they may eventually add some different options, even if it's in, content patches. As silly as that sounds, that is something that they may add. Little hearts for the fans of stuff like that. And I actually really like that. I kind of like the way that that looks. So let me stick with that. That sounds good. All right. Now the next section here is the sigil section, and that's when you get to choose the actual icon that is displayed on basically center part of your particular banner. So you can see there are 4 pages of this, and again, this is something that they've got all sorts of various options for. Obviously, Diablo-specific related options here. And then as you work your way on down, we're getting to some more generic stuff. We've got some StarCraft options there, Terran, Protoss, and Zerg. And then we've got actually Alliance and Horde, and I'm sure that's going to infuriate some people. And then working our way through just more and more, just kind of interesting looking. There's actually specifically looking at the Barbarian, and there are actually all the class icons here, and I really like that. That they actually do have all of those possible options. I like that as well. That's the we've got kind of a cross there, and then the 3 representing the Diablo 3. And I'm actually going to go with the Barbarian one because that is my favorite. Besides that, the accent for the sigil, which is actually located directly below, as you can see, and you can choose a different type of accent for that, whatever you want. You've got different weapons crossing, you've got bones crossing, stuff like that, and then various shapes is what we're going to be looking at as well. Some horns there, some lightning if you're super badass. And then this one, which is interestingly enough isn't displaying anything here. Now, one thing I do also want to mention before we go into the last part, which is the sigil positioning, is you can see these variants here. And let me go ahead and pick my accent, and I will go with, let's go with those. That looks cool. All right, for the variant, this is actually going to, you can see a little bit of a difference here in the specific sigil, and there's actually, this is basically, it just adds a little bit of flair to what you otherwise would have. And actually, all right, so we first went through with the variant checked, and let's go through now with the variant unchecked, just to take a look at that. And I'll go ahead and display the difference there. We'll take the time to do that. So you can see it just kind of adds a little bit extra to it. And I think that's pretty neat. And we'll go through all 4 pages with that. So on and off, and then on and off. Oh, wow, he gets an extra horn. That's cool. Good for him. So again, just trying to add a little bit extra. Actually, nothing for the StarCraft, and there's no variant as well for those. But everything besides the StarCraft and World of Warcraft emblems, it looks like there is a variant available for it. So pretty nifty stuff, I would have to say. And we'll keep going. This one looks awful without the... That one just looks bad without the variant. Most of them, honestly, I feel like there's really no reason not to have the variant. It just kind of makes it look a little bit cooler. And then lastly, under the sigil tab, we have got the sigil positioning. So you've got the large and basically in your face, and then you've got a smaller option, and then you basically can corner it in either position. Got them next to each other. And again, all sorts of different options for positioning. I don't know why anyone would choose that. I think that looks silly. In fact, besides this one, I'm not really sure. Maybe the smaller one if you want to be a little less kind of in your face, but I really do think that that is the best. And then last but not least, we have got dies. So there's option between choosing the banner die, the pattern die, and the sigil die. So we'll take a look at that banner die. As you can see, that is going to be the general outline of the banner. all sorts of different colors are available for that. 3 full pages, in fact. And I'm assuming they've got all possible colors for all 3 of the options here. So let's go. I like that. That looks kind of neat. And then, of course, there's the pattern, which is the backdrop there. Let's go a little contrast there. So we would want to pick a darker color. And that one looks pretty cool. And then lastly, the sigil itself. And you could match it, or you could just try to throw it in the mix. I really like the colored yellow. Could you tell? For Strategy Gaming logo, bright yellow. Really do like that color for one reason or another. But I'm actually going to go with matching here. Like a fashionista here. Pretty awesome. Anyway, so there you go. That's basically all the available things that you have for customization when it comes to banners in Diablo 3. Now, aside from that, as you can see here, we've got a randomization option. So you can just kind of mix things up. Yeah, it's just going to give you a random banner. And now the auto option, I'm not sure what difference it makes between the random. I feel like this is random as well, but I don't know. It looks like it's just kind of going through. I don't know. This is interesting. It's not. Yeah, I really can't tell much of a difference. It seems like the auto is sticking with the same banner for a long period of time. And in fact, I'm not even sure if auto is going to switch. Yeah, auto does eventually switch up the banner. And this one's just kind of all over the place. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's go random until we get one that's somewhat interesting. God, these all look awful. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep slamming random here. But again, a lot of people were asking for me to take a look at the banner system. So hopefully, I showed you everything there is to see about the banner system. As always, guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning. I am not satisfied with any of these. There we go. I guess that's good enough. Later.